FABIO ZGRAGGEN gets his propeller-driven airplane ready for takeoff at Malta airport. At 31 years old, the Swiss native is the youngest pilot in a private aid organisation's programme to rescue refugees and migrants at sea. Today, a new pilot from Germany is being trained. In the next few days, he's supposed to fly the plane 200 miles from Malta, off the coast of Libya, as aerial support for the rescue ships of private organisations.
We see the various rescue ships. We see the whole area where they operate. We see these boats with refugees. Even from the air, we see the disastrous situations of boats sinking and people drowning. We see the whole thing from the air.
A reconnaissance flight of this kind lasts 5 hours. No first or business class here. The pilot, co-pilot and 2 observers share the small cabin. Their task is to report the position and state of danger of refugee boats on the open waters. Then it's a race against time for rescue ships.
We see the same situation time and again. Overloaded NGO ships barely have the situation under control, and it often ends in disaster.
This situation isn't even barely under control. Here at Easter, more than 9,000 people had to be rescued in just a few days. For many on the unseaworthy rubber dinghies, help came too late.
You can see how the boat is losing air, and some people are already in the water. It doesn't take long before these people drown. Within 5 minutes, the first of them will die.
The team in the cockpit radios the position of the castaways to other private rescue organisations, whose ships then rush to help the refugees. It's a well-organised system. But Europe's border protection agency Frontex disapproves of the private rescuers. It says the NGOs are helping the Libyan people smugglers know where to look for business.
We know as a fact that the rescue operations over the past 2 years have moved further and further south. They know that's one of the things that they are aware of. So that's one of the reasons why the rescuers are getting closer and closer to the territorial waters of Libya.
Frontex's standpoint angers rescuers like FABIO, who endanger themselves to save refugees. Official European missions are providing less and less assistance at sea.
Precisely because of the accusations that are being made, and with the dwindling of support for European ships, we are very much on the defensive.
But the rescuers still get support from the Situation Centre of Italy's Coast Guard. All the rescue efforts in the southern Mediterranean are coordinated here, increasingly with the help of NGOs. Especially since the Libyan Coast Guard began patrolling the Mediterranean waters and sometimes causing dangerous incidents. Here, uniformed Libyans are forcing migrants to turn away from the rescue ship of the aid organisation Doctors Without Borders. And here, a Libyan patrol boat harasses a German aid ship that had set course for a boat full of refugees.
Various armed groups are fighting for power in Libya, including at sea. There are militias that present themselves as Coast Guard officers. You can never be sure. Anarchy reigns there.
FABIO is afraid that armed Libyan boats are becoming an ever greater danger for rescuers as well as refugees.
Sometimes they assist rescue efforts, but sometimes they hinder them. Sometimes they fire Kalashnikovs. It's hard for NGOs to estimate the level of danger.
FABIO ZGRAGGEN will soon take off again. He believes more Europeans should volunteer for rescue missions, as long as Libya remains so unsafe for refugees and migrants.